ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ भद्रं कर्णीभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षिभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैः तुष्टुवांसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः। स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृत्रश्रवाः स्वस्ति न पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्ताक्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः।
ॐ गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरु साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवांसस्तनूभिर्व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः। स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नः तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्ठनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। Oh. In this Mundakopanishad studies, we have completed 5 mantras. Therein we had seen divisions of knowledge, two divisions are there, the aparavidya and the paravidya. So that connected with the scene around us. That is all the manifestations, all the branches of knowledge connected with the manifested universe. All those knowledge come under the category aparavidya. And what is para? Para aya tadaksharam adhigamyate, by which aksharam is adhigam, the imperishable is realized. What is this imperishable? Is it a thing? Is it some subtle element from which all these manifestations are coming? No. It is the existence absolute. See, all the manifestations are coming and going, having birth and death, a beginning and an end. All the universal phenomena, if we are observing, are moving. That movement is originating, then existing, then growing, and different changes happening. And after getting weakened, perishing. These are the stages through which all the manifestations are passing. So whatever we are experiencing in this world, including our own body, mind, intellect, and everything we can conceive, all are undergoing these changes. So this is the movement. And the universe or the phenomenal world, if we are experiencing them or not, all these manifestations are having this movement. They are originating and they are ending. There is a birth, there is a death. And in between, many other stages. So through the stages, all are moving. To have such movement, there must be an immovable substratum. Without that, movement cannot occur. How can movement be there without a movable base? No, it cannot. When we are saying, I am walking or I am running, walk we can, run we can, but if the movement have to be there must be immovable base. If that ground also is moving, even after walking for a long time, I will not move at all. I'll be there itself. Of course, I'll be walking or I'll be running, but I will not move. So for movement to happen, there must be immovable base. This is a simple logic. In the same way, if things of the world are having a birth and death, a point of origination and a point of dissolution, there must be a base which do not have, which does not have these stages. And what is that? That is akshara. That is the imperishable. When I am saying I am here, you are there, or the world is around us, world is, that table is, that chair is, that boy is, that girl is, whichever be that. In all these experiences or transactions, there is the existence. That is the am, that is the is, that is the are. All these are manifestations of the same existence. It is there in everything. We cannot negate their existence. And what that existence is, it do not have a birth, do not have a death. If that also is having birth and death, there must be something else as the base of that. And that ultimate reality, that absolute existence, is called Aksharam, the imperishable, the immortal. And that wisdom, that knowledge, by which this Aksharam is realized, what this Aksharam, that realization is called Paravidya. So in the absolute sense of the term, Vedanta is Paravidya. But we must remember, by the term Vedanta, no books are meant. If I am taking this Mundakopanishad book, or Kathopanishad book, or Ishavasya Upanishad book, or whichever be that, the text, then it is not Paravidya. It is also Aparavidya. It's a part of Veda. It's a part of Veda. So after studying all the Upanishads, we are moving like a library, all put together in the brain. We can count from all the Upanishads, from all the parts. We can say, I had learned Upanishads. It is Aparavidya. It is not Paravidya. Paravidya is that realization that is to be had from the Upanishads. So we must distinguish this. Never it is the book knowledge, but books are essential. It is not something heard, but hearing is essential to reach there. How is the sound? Somebody is complaining there is no sound. Are you hearing? Is it audible?
Yes, we can hear Swamiji.
Yes. So it may be his own problem.
Yeah.
Because somebody is complaining. We cannot. Yeah. So the absolute existence on which all these are existing, that is imperishable, the immortal, that ultimate existence, that absolute existence. That realization alone is the Paravidya. All others, Sravana, Manana, everything that lead us to this Paravidya are parts of Aparavidya. So this we have to differentiate at the very beginning. Here lies the main aspect of Vedanta. Of course, we must have book knowledge, but it is not the Paravidya. Paravidya is the yadyātadaksharam adhigamyade, by which that immortal self is realized. That alone is Paravidya. And what is that? That is the subject matter of all the Upanishads. So the next mantra is explaining. See, yattadadreshyamagrahyamagotramavarnamachakshushrotram tadapāṇipādam nityaṃ vibhuṃ sarvagataṃ susūkṣmaṃ tadavyayaṃ yadbhūtayoniṃ paripaśyanti dhīrāḥ. yattadadreshyamagrahyamagotramavarnam achakshushrotram tadapāṇipādam nityaṃ vibhuṃ sarvagatam susūkṣmaṃ tadavyayaṃ yadbhūtayoniṃ paripaśyanti dhīrāḥ. Let us break the words first. Yat, tad, adreshyam, agrahyam, agotram, avarnam, achakshushrotram, tad, apāṇipādam, nityaṃ, vibhuṃ, sarvagatam, susūkṣmaṃ, tad, avyayam, yad, bhūtayoniṃ, paripaśyanti dhīrāḥ. Yat, that which, tad, that, adresya, that cannot be seen. Adresya means that cannot be seen. Agrahya, that cannot be taken. That cannot be taken. Agotra, without a gotra, that which do not have a gotra. And gotram is the lineage, the family, or the family or the lineage in which we are living. A gotra, that we can explain later. Avarnam, without varna. Without varna. Varnam can either be color, that is without any color, or it can be Varnam like Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra. Achakshushrota, having no chakshus and shrota. Chakshus is eyes, shrotram is ear. So devoid of eyes and ears. Tad, that. Apāṇipādam, without pani and pada. Pani is hand, padam is leg. So without hands and legs. Nityaṃ, everlasting. Vibhuṃ, the master of all, or all pervading. Sarvagataṃ, all pervading. Susūkṣmaṃ, most subtle, or the subtlest. Tad, that. Tadavyayaṃ, without an end, that is immortal. Yad, that which. Bhūtayoniṃ, Bhutayoni is the origin of all bhutas. So the starting point or the origin of all manifestations. Paripaśyanti, are seeing well. Are seeing well. Who? Dhīrāḥ, the bold, the courageous. Actually, the Shabda Dhīra cannot be translated easily. But it is commonly used as to mean courageous or bold. But the actual meaning, when we go to the root of the term, is one who has controlled his own mind and intellect. He is the Dhīra. That is the actual. But it is commonly used in the world as to say courageous one. Actually, that is the courage. The ability to control one's own mind is the courage. That is the greatest courage. So we can see the meaning of the mantra. That is, Dhīras, most courageous people, or the bold ones, are seeing that existence absolute. That is the meaning. Dhīrāḥ, the most courageous or bold people, are seeing that, are realizing that. But that which cannot be seen, that which cannot be touched, or that which cannot be taken hold of, that which do not have any family or a lineage, that is without any color, or that which cannot be said to be divided into different groups as Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, or Shudra, and that which do not have eyes or ears, legs or hands, and that the all-pervading, everlasting principle, which is the master of all, and the most subtlest immortal being or immortal existence, which is the origin of all the manifestations, that existence absolute, dhīrāḥ are seeing well. This is the direct meaning of this mantra. See, there is in the very beginning, we are seeing a contradiction. Adresyam yad paripaśyanti dhīrāḥ. Dhīrās are seeing well that which cannot be seen. It's a contradiction. That very statement cannot be digested by a man of logic. Because if it is something which cannot be seen, how somebody can see it? The very sentence itself is a contradiction. Yes, this is a contradictory word. There is no doubt in it. Then why we are studying? See, there is a beautiful mantra in the Upanishad, where Guru is saying, I do not know how to explain this. I do not know how to teach this. Na vijanimo yathaitadanushishiyad. Na vijanimaha. We do not know. Not that na vijanami, I do not know. If it is I do not know, it can be the ignorance of the speaker. But it is said there we do not know. That means I cannot teach you, I cannot explain to you. But this is not a problem of me. We who are established in this knowledge, well established in this knowledge, for us there is no doubt. We are living in that. But we cannot explain that. Because explanations are through words. And that which can be objectified, that alone can be expressed through words. And therefore, I cannot explain this. I cannot teach through words. This reality is above the realm of words. And it is utter foolishness to teach Vedanta to somebody else. It is the biggest foolish thing in the world, teaching Vedanta. Because the subject matter is something which cannot be spoken of. And teaching, we are speaking. So this is the fact. This is the bare fact. But because of compassion, because of love and care, all our acharyas, even after knowing this cannot be taught, this cannot be explained in words, try to explain through words. They knew the limitations of the words. They knew the limitations. But making use of words, they tried to express. And most competent students, they realized through hearing from gurus, and they became the gurus of the next generation. And thus, this lineage of gurus, teachers, are there, and it is coming from time immemorial. We cannot say when that began. No. So, when explaining what cannot be explained, or when teaching what cannot be taught, there will be contradictions in the verbal sense. And that we are seeing here, adreshyam paripaśyanti, seeing well what cannot be seen. Who are experiencing this? Dhīrāḥ. Dhīrāḥ. As we have seen earlier, the term dhīra is used in the world to mean most courageous people, bold ones. But look into the word and we will see it would mean dhyam rati iti dhira. Dhyam rati iti dhira. Dhi is the intellect. There we need not differentiate between mind and intellect. We take both. And one who is controlling that, one who is controlling, rati, controlling that mind and intellect is called a dhira. So one under whose control, or one who is exercising perfect control over his own mind and intellect, he is a dhira. Dhīrāḥ. Anybody can have this knowledge. It is not limited to somebody. No. But one must be a dhira. That is the basic requisite. Without having our own mind under control, we cannot go into Vedanta. So that is the first requisite. Keeping our own mind and intellect under control. Otherwise, they will control us. Somebody has to control. If we are not controlling, they will control. And we will be controlled. Then we are slaves. A slave cannot learn Vedanta. It is the highest knowledge. So here, dhīrāḥ, that is the first quality of a student. So when we explain this term dhīrāḥ, Shama will come, Dama will come, Viveka and Vairagya will come, Uparati and Titiksha will come, Shraddha will come. So all the qualities which are essential for a student of Vedanta will invariably come within the meaning of this dhīrāḥ. One who has controlled his own mind and intellect. Dhīrāḥ, they are paripaśyanti. Paśyanti. Paśyanti means are seeing. It is the plural. Paśyati, paśyataha, paśyanti. So they are seeing. The dhīrās are seeing. But here it is paripaśyanti. Seeing in all ways. Seeing well. Seeing in all ways. Seeing everywhere. Seeing well. So many meanings are there for paripaśyanti. All this we can take. Seeing well means without any doubt they are seeing. That is, they are realizing. Their experience. They are realizing. Or seeing in all ways. Or seeing everywhere. It is not something to be seen at somewhere or at some point or in some object. No. Or in all states of existence. Many meanings are there for paripaśyanti. So dhīrāḥ paripaśyanti. But yadbhūtayoniṃ, that which is adreśyam, that cannot be seen. That which we can see is an object of our eyes. For that, it must have form. So something which is having form can be seen. There are also many aspects are there. Because those with form, all the forms we cannot see. We human beings have the ability to see certain objects within certain limits. When the intensity of light is within a span, we can see that. All the objects we cannot see. We have limitations of our own. In the same way, all beings, all animals, all birds, all flies, all the manifestations, they have their own limitations. We are not seeing all the forms. Many forms which dogs can see, we cannot see. We can see a certain span, within a certain span. But even then we are seeing. And to see, there must be form. And all those objects which have form, they have a birth and invariably a death. So this existence absolute, which is immortal and imperishable, it cannot have form. See, here our limitation, one limitation is negated. And that limitation is that caused by form. It is negated. We cannot say this is Brahman. Then how Shruti is teaching? Shruti is teaching by negating all those qualities which can be negated. Neti neti. And finally, that which cannot be negated will survive. Then Shruti will point. That is that. So this is the way of teaching. This is the way of teaching. So adreshyam, that which cannot be seen, that which do not have form, that is adreshyam. Then again it is said agrahyam, that which cannot be taken or that which cannot be touched. See, the manifestations around us, the things around us, all have this form, and what we call as matter, we can take it. But this existence absolute, that cannot be taken with our hands. Agrahya. Or there is some more deeper meaning, that which cannot be taken by our hands in the same way that cannot be understood by our intellect. That also is agrahya. Through the senses of cognition, we cannot take it in. Means we cannot see, we cannot hear, we cannot smell, we cannot touch, we cannot taste. It is not an object. So we cannot objectify that. Agrahya. So in these two words, we are negating. That is agrahyam, adreshyam. Then agotra. See, now tradition. There will be a rishi as the starting point of one Gotra. And by his name, his children also will be known, then grandchildren, like that. The generation after generation, his name will be added, and that name will be kept in memory. So a lineage will be there. That is a family. For example, when we say Kashyapa Gotram, or Vasishtha Gotram, or Vishwamitra Gotram, then it would mean I am a member of that Gotram which begins with Vishwamitra, or Kashyapa, or Vasishtha, or Angiras, like that, Rishis, or Bhrigu, or Atri, or Pulaha, or Pulastya. Those who do not know their Gotram, if somebody asks which is your Gotram, you can say, my Gotram is Kashyapa Gotram. Because all human beings came from Kashyapa. Then many other Gotrams came into existence. So Kashyapa Gotram, we can say. But this existence absolute, the absolute reality, if you do not have any Gotra, because it is not started from or by a man. It is the existence. It is not something or it is not somebody. So Agotram. Avarnam. Avarnam. The meaning of Varnam is color. Black, white, blue. Do not have color. Because it is not an object. It do not have form. And therefore it do not have color. Or another meaning is, do not have varna like Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra. This categorization is based on the guna structure. And the karma that is connected with that guna structure. One with the dominance of sattva is a Brahmana. One with a dominance of rajas followed by sattva is Kshatriya. One with the dominance of rajas followed by tamas is a Vaishya. One with the dominance of tamas is a Shudra. So these four categories are there. Many people are thinking this is a categorization in the Hindu community. No, this is not connected with Hindu or Islam or Muslim or having a religion. The whole world, these four types of people are there. There are Brahmanas, there are Kshatriyas, there are Vaishyas, and there are Shudras. In the whole world, whether he is a Hindu or a Christian or a Jew or a Muslim, whoever he be, whether an American or Indian or African or Australian or European, people are of four groups: Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra. But this Existence absolute do not have such divisions because it do not have the guna structure. So, avarnam. Then achakshushrotra, that which do not have chakshus, and shrotram, that which do not have eyes or ears. Here also we are negating. When somebody is asking, who are you? Somebody is coming and asking, who are you? Can't you see me? This is the first reply or response. Can't you see me? I am here. So I am identifying myself with the form. So it is negated first. Adreshi. Where are you? I cannot see you. Then please touch me. Here I am. That also is negated. That is agrahya. So I have seen you, I am seeing you, and I have touched you, and I am realizing you are in front of me. Then who are you? Then according to our tradition, we have to tell our gotra. I am one man belonging to this gotra. So that also is negated. Yes, you are belonging to this gotra, but which is your varna? That will be the next question. Then that also is negated. Avarnam. Then I am with all the senses of cognition and these organs of actions. So I am having 5 senses of cognition and 5 organs of action. In total 10. So here that also is negated. Achakshushrothram and apāṇipādam. That which do not have hands and legs, ears and eyes. So all these are negated. So when we are negating all these, what will survive? Just imagine. Just think. That is the existence which I am calling as myself, the Atman, that cannot be negated. And what is that? Nityaṃ, vibhuṃ, sarvagataṃ, susūkṣmaṃ, tadavyayaṃ, yadbhūtayoniṃ. That is the reply. If you are negating all this, then who are you? Or what is that absolute reality? What is that imperishable which is pointed out in the mantra, the 5th mantra? Then it is said nityaṃ. Nityaṃ is everlasting, without death, immortal. Nityaṃ is immortal. That will last forever. That do not have the limitations of time. Then vibhuṃ, all pervading, or that do not have the limitation of space. See, all these manifestations are having 2 limitations, that of time and that of space. If I am saying, I am Swami Chidananda Puri, then the first question I can expect is, how old are you? How old are you? Or what's your age? And before that time span, I was not here. And how long you will live here? I don't know. I cannot say now. But there will be a death. Death will come. And after death, I will not be here. So I am knowing myself as, or taking myself as somebody or some manifestation, some existence within a time span. That is the first limitation. Then the limitation of the space. I am saying I am here, now sitting at the Advaithashramam in Kolattur. When I am here in Kolattur, I am not there. And when I am there, I am not here. And not only that, I have this much height or this much breadth. That limitation is there. So always the limitations of time and space, that is there. So we are negating that. Those limitations of time and space are negated by these two terms, nityaṃ, vibhuṃ. And there's another meaning for vibhuṃ. Vibhuṃ is the master, Prabhu. Is the master of all, who is controlling everything else. How we can say this existence is controlling everything else? One who is controlling is Ishvara. The reply is, because of that existence, all these are existing. And that which is given, that which is giving even the existence to a material or a thing, is this absolute existence, and therefore it is the absolute controller. So vibhuṃ. And another meaning of vibhuṃ is one who is making all these manifestations. Vividham bhavayati iti vibhuṃ. Vividham bhavayati. One who is making all these manifestations. He is a vibhuṃ. So these are another meanings. So nityaṃ, vibhuṃ, then sarvagataṃ. Sarvagatam, all pervade. He's everywhere. If I am taking an object from here or from there, from this earth or from other world, let it be heaven or hell, I don't know. You can take as you like. But the question is that object, are you seeing that or is it there? Yes, it is. If it is, there must be the existence in that. Without that existence, nothing can exist. So everywhere that existence is, We cannot say a place or a thing without that. So it is sarvagataṃ. Nityaṃ, vibhuṃ, sarvagataṃ. Susūkṣmaṃ, subtlest, most subtle. We cannot cognize as we are cognizing gross objects or objects. Because it is not an object of anything. Susūkṣmaṃ. That avyayam. Avyayam, without an end. Navyeti iti avyayam. That which is not dying, which is not ending, is avyayam. Why? Because it do not have a birth. That which have a birth must die. This is not something coming and going. No. This is the existence absolute on which all the manifestations are coming and going. So all the creations and all the dissolutions are happening on the substratum, and that is devoid of all. So avyayam. And bhutayoni is the yoni is the source. Yoni source or originating point. That is yoni or the beginning. We can translate in many ways. Bhuta is the manifestation. So yoni of all manifestations. So the origin of all manifestations. That is bhutayoni. Because all these existences which we are saying, I myself and you yourself and that, all these are manifesting from one existence absolute. And that existence absolute is bhutayoni. We cannot negate that existence. Everything else we can negate. Not this, not this. Bhutayoni. That truth, that reality, that existence, they are clearly seen. Paripaśyanti. Who? Those who are living here with perfect control over their own mind and intellect. Dhīrāḥ. And those with the subtlest intelligence, the sharp intellect, they are seeing. Paripaśyanti. So that is the very basic meaning of this mantra, sixth mantra. And this is a continuation of the fifth mantra, where it is said that alone is Paravidya, by which the immortal or the imperishable is realized. And the question comes, what is that imperishable? Answer is the sixth mantra. And this is the highest knowledge explained in the Upanishad. All the mantras in Upanishad are explanation of this mantra. So, after hearing, think again and again over it. Then questions will come. Of course, mantras to follow will give answers to such questions. We can discuss the next mantra in our next sitting. So, if anybody have to ask anything, you can ask. I
Namaste.
know the reply. Yes.
I have a question. So Pujya Swami Adhyatmananda Saraswati of Shivanandashram. Can you please share your memories with him?
So Swamiji attained Mahasamadhi on this 10th or 11th. This month, however, was a great sannyasi. He was a great man. Personification of love. How can I speak about it? I used to visit him almost every month or once in 2 or 3 months. And each time his greatness and his love, his care to the whole humanity. That was more and more palpable. Adhyatmananda Saraswati, he was the head of Advaithashramam at Ahmedabad. He was a disciple of Swami Chidananda Saraswati ji. Pujya Swamiji was the president of Divine Life Society and Shivananda Ashram, Rishikesh. And he was a direct disciple of Pujya Shivananda ji Maharaj. He was love and knowledge personified. Chidananda ji. I had an occasion to realize that love and care. However, now coming to Adhyatmananda ji. So Adhyatmananda ji accepted sannyasa in the year 1974 from Chidananda ji Maharaj. And after staying many years with Swamiji at Rishikesh Shivananda Ashram, he came back to Gujarat. And he took after the affairs of Shivananda Ashram at Ahmedabad. A center was there It was started by a devotee of Shivananda Saraswati, Swamiji. And later that man also accepted sannyasa. I'm not remembering his name. However, after the coming of Adhyatmanandaji, the activities of ashram became vibrant. And for the last 3.5 decades, Swamiji was actively working, spreading the message of yoga and Vedanta all over the world. There, in the ashram, a 10-day yoga camp. They have designed 10-day yoga camp. Such 812 camps were conducted. 812 camps, lasting for 10 days. Not in the ashram, all over the world. And we will wonder where these camps were conducted by Pujya Swamiji himself. Not in the ashram alone, in the civil service academies, in the police academies, in jails. Not only in the jails, but you see, in the camps of our soldiers, but normally we cannot go at all, like Kargil, Poonch, Leh, places of high altitude. Even in Kargil, Swamiji conducted yoga camp for soldiers. Such 812 camps they are conducted. And they had designed a yoga teachers training program lasting for 21 days or 20 days. 20 days, and it will conclude on the 21st day. So 21 days, we can say. Such 44 camps they have conducted. Of course, that is in the ashram itself. And Swamiji extensively traveled all over the world. Every year, Swamiji used to travel in countries like US, Canada, South Africa, Australia, Europe. But you must note China, Russia, Taiwan. And within the communist China, Swamiji conducted many yoga camps. And under his initiative, one international vegetarian conference was held in China. And representing India, Bharat, Swamiji attended many international meetings and many awards he got from many international organizations. I'm not going to explain all these things. And even having all these, he was that much simple, approachable by all, down to earth. And he was a child among children. We will wonder how he is playing with children. And he has written many books. Many are in Gujarati. And of course, English, Hindi, Chinese, Russian translations are there. But he wrote mainly in Hindi, Gujarati and English. Many books are there. And he made it a point when somebody invite him for a function, he will ask them for two things. One, you must organize as much blood donation camps as you can. And two, you must plant as much trees as you can. So under the initiative of Swamiji, more than 10 million trees are growing all over the world. All over the world. In Canada, in USA, in our own Bharat, all the countries, many, many trees. Wherever he go, it is a must. You must arrange. Otherwise, he will not come. That is the dakshina he demands. Here also, when we invited Swamiji for the 25th anniversary of Advaithashramam to inaugurate that function. So we are that much close. But when I invited, he said, you must keep a dakshina for me. Then I replied, yeah, of course, Swamiji, that we will keep. And that must be in a plastic cover. And I will remove the plastic cover. You people must not remove. Then I asked what it is. Which is the tree most suitable for the Kerala climate and condition that you keep for. Like that, he was everywhere. And thousands of blood donation camps he conducted. Thousands. And he was connected with all sannyasis in Gujarat. Not only in Gujarat, all over the world, but especially in Gujarat. Different sampradayas. But he was having connection with all the sampradayas. He came to Advaithashramam twice. One to inaugurate the 25th anniversary celebrations. And on another occasion, he came for inaugurating the Sanatana Dharma Parishad at Calicut. And I used to visit him almost every month. Whenever I go to Ahmedabad, if time allows, I would go to Ahmedabad Ashram, Shivananda Ashram, and will be with him. And his love, his care, all are acceptable, but sometimes with his love, sometimes it will be painful for us. How you know? Because he will ask us to eat that much quantity which we cannot eat. And he will give tasty foods. Tasty food in Gujarat means with much flavors, with much chili, but we cannot. Much oily. But he will ask, you must eat, you must eat, you must eat. Once I am remembering, he gave, it was for the first time I am eating this pani puri. Oh, it is not at all a good thing. I don't like that. But I had to eat 20-25 pieces. Because there is no escape. He will catch you and he will ask to eat. That was his love. So such a great Swamiji, most loving one. He was a strong activist from one point, and he was a humanitarian, a strong Hindu. And at the same time, he loved all, he cared all. There was no differentiation on the basis of caste, religion, nationality, nothing. That is the true Hindu. One who is accepting all without any limitation is a true Hindu. That was he. And he was having much influence in the political and bureaucratic fields, especially in Gujarat. Our Prime Minister, he admired Swamiji very much. And when he was the Chief Minister of Gujarat, he used to visit Swamiji. And for all functions of the government, Swamiji was an invitee. So that was Adhyatmananda Saraswati. With COVID-19, he was admitted in the hospital. And he entered Mahasamadhi. But the message he gave unto the world, that will work. Of course, ashrama activities are there. Like that, many great men departed the scene in the last month. Many great men who stood for the dharma. We are here paying homage and respect to all of them. And now, at the feet of Adhyatmanandaji, we are prostrating. Now it is 10:53. I think we can conclude, or one question. If you want, somebody can answer.
Yeah, Namaste Swamiji.
Namaste.
Next question is from Dr. Kamalaji. Please unmute and ask.
Swamiji, in this mantra, what we have discussed today, the sarvayoni, when it is said, isn't it in the vyavaha, I mean on the Ishvara level, it is not the absolute level, whether we have to understand that way?
Yeah, that's a very good question. Here, the Shabda Bhutayoni is in the mantra. Bhutayoni. Normally, we will take the meaning as Ishvara. How? Because Ishvara is the Bhutayoni. He is creating or manifesting the world, the universal phenomena in each and every kalpa. So normally the meaning of Bhutayoni is Ishvara. But here we cannot take in that sense. Why? Because here in this mantra, we are not discussing about Ishvara. We are discussing about the Aksharam. That is the mortal, the imperishable, absolute existence, the absolute ultimate reality. So here we have to take it to mean Brahman or Paramatma. The other meaning, Ishvara, is not acceptable here. Then how we will understand? That is, from that absolute existence, all these beings are existing. That is how he is the Bhutayoni. And we can see the explanation of this Bhutayoni in the dialogue between Bhrigu and Varuna in the Taittiriya Upanishad. There Bhrigu asked Varuna a question. Actually, that was a prayer. Adhihi bhagavo brahmeti. Oh Bhagavan, you please teach me what is Brahman. Not Ishvara, not the creator God. He asked to teach Brahman. What is Brahman? Then Varuna replied, Yato va imani bhutani jayante yena jatani jivanti yat prayanti abhisambhishanti tat vijijñāsasva tat brahmeti. Yato va imani bhutani jayante. From which all these beings are coming into existence. Yena jatani jivanti, by which all these are existing. Yat prayanti abhisambhishanti, unto which all these will dissolve back. This was the question. This was the answer. You just think of it. Try to understand that. And that is Brahma. That means he is the very base or very cause of this universal phenomenon. All these beings are existing because of that existence absolute. I am, you are, this world is. All these are existing because of that existence absolute. And in that way, we can call it as the Bhutayoni, originating point of all bhutas, all manifestations. So here in this mantra, we cannot take Bhutayoni as to mean Ishvara, whereas the normal meaning of Bhutayoni is Ishvara. There is no doubt in that. But here we have to take it as to mean Brahman. This is the answer. Namaste. Now we can conclude. Om Bhadram Karnebhi Shrunuyama Deva Bhadram Pashye Makshabhiryajatra Sthirairangai Stushtuvam Sastanobhir Vyashema Deva Hitam Yadayuhu Swasti na Indro Vridhashravah Swasti na Posha Vishwavedah Swasti na Starksho Arishthaneme Swasti na Brihaspatir Dadhatu Om Shanti 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 Om Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha.